What's going on, everybody? JD Game here, and today, guys, we're going to be doing the finale of how to build pre-alpha Hello Neighbor in Minecraft. So today should be an interesting one. We're going to keep it fairly simple. All we're going to be doing is we're going to be finishing the back half. So we do have our work cut out for us, but as long as we take our time and do a good job at it, it shouldn't be that difficult. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so to begin today, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the right-hand side right here, and we're going to be working on the roof. And what we're going to do is, as you can see, we have two slabs. We want to have 6 total. So we have our 2 here, so 1 with the block, then 1 to the left, and then we'll have 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. And essentially what we're going to do is we want to have this for every single one of them. This way, we're just going to provide ourselves with some distance, and the wall back here will know exactly how far it's supposed to be. So let's just fill all these in. Get the top here. There we go. Almost there. Perfect. There we go. Just like this. Now with that step complete, we're going to do the same thing up here. So we're just going to come back to the same distance, which is 6 blocks total, but it's going to be 4 from where we originally built off. It's just 6 total. There we go. Almost there. There we go. Now we can actually do the same thing down here. This one, if I'm not mistaken, is going to get elongated a little bit. It's going to be a little bit longer, but for now, let's just line it up the exact same way, and we'll fix that in a few seconds. So let's just continue along with all of these. Almost there. We've only got 2 more. Whoops. Don't want that there. Perfect. Just like that. Okay, so with our next few steps, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by coming in here, and we're just going to place blue concrete on the walls, and we just want it to come out the same distance as the slabs. That way it just covers it up and it looks good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come to this wall back here, and essentially what we're going to do is we're going to come to the corner here, and we're going to come out 1 block just like this. Then we're going to put 2 on top. And finally, I know it doesn't look good, and I don't know why it was originally designed like this. Maybe we can find a fix later, but we're going to put a slab on top, just like that. Then we're going to grab our concrete from behind, and we're going to place it up at the same height. And then essentially what we're going to do is we're going to grab this slab, and we're going to bring it all the way across to this portion of the build over here. Okay? So let's build it all the way across. Don't worry, we're going to work on this and make it look a lot better. But for now, we just want to have the height, and we want it to all add up. There we go, just like that. Looks good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our blue concrete, and we're just going to fill this wall in. And we want it to be just this height right here, which is right underneath where we've been building. There we go. Let's just fill all this in. And then I'll have a lot more to come. I'm just going to fill in this wall quickly. There we go, just like that. Alrighty, now to work up here a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the right-hand side of the build. What we're going to do is we're going to take our blue concrete, we're going to bring it all the way across, and then from this corner right here that we have poking out, we want to build all the way up. And then we can just fill this entire wall in. So I'm going to fill this in off camera, and as soon as it's done, I'll be right back. So now with that wall fully built, what we're going to do is we're going to work on this end over here. This way we can kind of get that big portion right there all filled in, and that'll help us out a lot, because then we have a lot of good reference points after that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start off by coming down to this second block right here. As you can see, this is the slope that we built earlier in the last episode. And we're going to come to this second middle block right here. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to put blue concrete right underneath. Just like this. Then essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to fill in everything along these lines. There we go, just like this. Anything you could see, honestly, once you can't see it anymore, it really doesn't matter. So for example, if I want to stop right here, I could perfectly fine do that. It's not a big deal. Place a block here, and then as long as I put 1 there and everything is filled in, there we go. We got our blue wall. Once again, I apologize about the gap here. If you actually check out the original build, I have it like that for some reason, but honestly, I think I'm going to make I'll do an update episode and we'll get that fixed, because I don't know why that was originally put in the design, and actually doesn't look that great. So regardless, let's start with this. Then what we can do is we can shave off this right here. Then we can grab our spruce slabs, we're going to line it up with the wall, and then we're going to come 1 past just like this. There we go. Perfect. Now that we have this lined up, honestly, things are going to get really simple. All we got to do is just grab our blue concrete, and we have to line up this corner right here with this corner over here. And they're going to be the exact same height, or at least should be. Oh, sorry, okay, sorry, my apologies. They're 1 different because of the whole thing over here with that 1 knockdown slab. But regardless, as long as you line these up, that looks perfect, so we are all good here. Then all we gotta do is just fill in these walls, and we'll be all set. So let's fill these in. As soon as they're filled in, we'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so next up what we're going to do is find a little solution for this whole problem right here. What we're simply going to do is we're just going to, where we put this wall in, we're just going to build one block behind it, just like this. And then what we can do is we're going to break the original wall that we had. There we go. So see this area right here, we're going to break all of this. And you might be like, well, what are we going to do in terms of the slabs? We're just going to extend these one more out. Because you know what? I can't get over how awful that is. Let's just fix this quickly. So we're going to break all of these. Nope, not this one though, because that actually aligns with this wall, so that kind of works out. And then if we go to the other side, there we are. And once again, that lines up with that wall, that's normal. And then we're going to grab our slabs, and we're just going to extend all of them out one more. And this will look a lot better than what we originally had. So let's do that on that side. Let's come back to this side, and we'll do the same thing. Let me come from the bottom, I guess. Then we'll see what we need to fill in. There we go. And there we go. There's a fix just like that. Looks a lot better, makes it a lot easier. We can then grab our concrete and we can come across from the top. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to grab our spruce wood slabs and we're going to come all the way around the build just like this. But we're not going to build it up just yet because, whoops, what I would like to do first is as you can see from over there, there's another little, a little house or a little room on top. So what we're going to do is we'll build that, and then we can finish up this area right here, which will be really nice because as you can see, that's a pretty big portion. Then we'll just have to build a little bit on the back end, and this half right here, and then we're all set. Alrighty, so for the next part, like I said, we're going to work on that little room on top. To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to first off, we're going to look at this big area right here, and we're going to look at this blue concrete block. Thankfully, it kind of works out that I kept a lot of these because they actually work as markers, and it's not like you can see them from the top anyways whenever you're actually on the map. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here. We have our one spruce on top. We're going to place another, followed by a concrete block just like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to count out 3 to the left, including this one. 1, 2, 3. This will be our door block. So I'm just going to place this as I'm going to place this black stained glass as a placeholder, and then we're going to go 3 more. 1, 2, 3, just like this. All right, there we go. Then what we can do is we can comfortably grab our spruce wood slabs and we can come around the build just like this. This one's going to be really easy, because we're just placing on top of the blue concrete blocks, making our lives nice and simple. There we go. Now we'll build the house. So for this little room slash house, whatever you want to call it, it's actually pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to start off by going 5 blocks up, including this one we've already got placed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 blocks back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. We can then fill this in. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll do the exact same thing on this half and the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's close in the back as well. Whoops. The inside can stay hollow because obviously there's not going to be anything there. Let's just fill this in. Whoops. There we go. Let's fill this as well, right over top of the door. And then what we can do is we can break this block, we can turn it into blue concrete, and then place a dark oak door in the front. Once that's complete, we're going to grab some spruce wood slabs. We're going to place it on each side with a block, with one spruce wood slab hanging off. Then we're going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to follow the same pattern that we've been using for all the roofs so far. So like this, and then like this, I believe. Let's see. There, that's perfect. Hang it over the edge. We can then fill this in. There we go. Oh, then we'll do the pattern on the back here. We can grab our spruce wood slabs. Put this on the edge. There we are. And then let's just fill this in, of course. Whoops. There we go. And when you look at that, the build is really starting to come together. Then to finish things off, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our spruce wood slabs once again. We're actually going to place one coming out on each side and the middle. And we're also going to place one up like this with 2 blocks in the corner. And then, of course, to finish things off, we could place blocks like this. our iron bars, that's it. Then we break the 2 on top, followed by some black stained glass. Alrighty, there we go, another house complete. Then what we can do is we're just going to grab our spruce wood slabs, and essentially we're just going to wrap a roof right around this entire portion of the build. So let's go across like this. And for anybody that doesn't realize what's happening here, all we got to do is we're just going to build up one block, and we're just going to circle it around until we get to the very top. So just like this. Whoops. And then the height should be as follows. See, so as you kind of build around, you can kind of see how high it's going to get here, just like this, and then the entire thing should just wrap around nicely. Now I am going to fill this in, and I apologize because I don't usually do this kind of stuff on camera. Usually I do it off camera to save you guys some hassle, and that way the video is edited a little bit cleaner and better. But essentially what I want to do is I do want to make sure that you guys are comfortable and know what's going on here, because technically things aren't going to line up, but they do. You'll see what I mean. Sorry, it's a little complicated to explain, but... So see how technically this should be it, right? And then we shouldn't have to go any higher? Well, once we reach the highest point from this portion, all we got to do after this is we're just going to line everything up like this. We're not going to go any higher, because if we get higher, the build's going to look a little bit wonky, and we don't want that. There we are. So hopefully you started building on the same side that I did. Because like I said, so see over here, we ran out of space. We can't go any higher. But then we're going to come one up higher behind, and then we're going to fill this in. Once again, guys, I do apologize. I swear, most of my how to builds are a lot more cleaner and smoother than this. I've noticed this build is just... I don't know, it's wonky and it's complicated, so I apologize for that, but nevertheless, there we go, another portion complete. So now, with that big portion complete, we're going to work on the left side of the build. If we come to the front here, you'll see just right here. And for this, it's actually going to be really simple, and I'm not worried at all. This area right here, what we're going to start off by doing is you see how we have our wall here? We're actually going to build out from here, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a wall going all the way to the end right here. So let's just fill all this in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to break this block, we're going to make it a regular block, and we're going to come out one more with our spruce wood, just like this. After that, what we're then going to do is we're just going to grab our blue concrete and we're going to fill all of this in. So we'll use this actually as like the difference area. As you can see, we got this part of the wall is going to be higher than that part because obviously the roof is different. So let's just fill this entire thing in, and once you guys have this whole area right here filled in, I will be right back. Okay, so now with this wall filled in, what we're going to do is where we just worked, we're going to come behind, and we're going to go to the corner here, and we're going to count down 5 blocks, including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this 5th block, on the bottom half, we're going to place a slab. Then we're going to make like a little staircase, just like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to build this entire little thing all the way to the very end here. So let's just fill all this in. And then once this is done, I would say we're getting a good portion of the upper half of this build complete, which you very much like to hear. And what we're going to do after this is we're just going to grab our blue concrete, and then from underneath, what we're going to do is we're just going to fill this entire thing in. There we go. And if we come to the end here, whoops. We should be able to fill this in, and then I'm going to fill this in off camera. And guys, I promise you, we're slowly but surely getting there. I'll just do a little flip around. As you can see, we got a little bit more to do, I can't lie, but I promise we'll be done before you know it. And then one thing I did notice as well is we're missing a few of the windows on the sides and the bottom, so I'll make sure to get those put in as well. Okay, so for our next part, now we're officially going to start to get to the back, which is really nice, and I'm glad we're here. We're going to start off by grabbing our spruce wood slabs, and one realization that I made is actually that it's as if the roof is supposed to line up here, and it's like a chunk just fell. So if we actually line ourselves up with the same spruce, what we can do is we're going to place a block right here and over one, just like this. And we're actually going to work on the roof before we actually put in the walls. So what we're then going to do is we're going to go one spruce up, followed by another, but then it lines up just like this right here. Then what we can do is we can just grab our spruce wood, and all we got to do is segment off everything to be the exact same thing as what's over there. So let's see, can't break that one, but I can break this one, just like this. Then on the other half, we're going to build the exact same thing. It's just going to be a little staircase headed down with slabs, and it's going to be at the exact same height as what we've got over here, just like this. So like I said, Thankfully, these 4 line up with the 4 that we have over there. Then we just got to go 2 up, but you have to make sure that this is a 2 block, okay? So make sure you keep that in mind, and then the staircase down is the exact same as what we've got over here. That makes it easy, because now all we got to do is grab our blue concrete from the bottom, and we can just build our way all the way up to the top, and we just got to fill all this in. Once again, for anybody that doesn't remember, we could just break this block right here. Then we can grab our spruce wood slabs, and we can hang everything over the edge, just like this. There we go. Then we grab the rest of our blue concrete, and we can fill this in. Whoops. Now, once that's filled in, all we got to do is grab our spruce wood slabs, and I guess we can actually build up a pillar. So let's build one up. It can be at whatever height, it doesn't matter just yet. But we want the spruce wood slabs to line up with it, and then go one off, because of course we want everything to hang off. There we go. Then we'll grab our spruce wood slabs once again. We'll go all the way to the back half, just like this. And we'll just continuously do this for the entire thing. Let's grab this over here. We'll do this one as well. Whoops. There we go. We're almost there. 3 more. Let's just fill these last few in. Just like that. And finally, this one right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my blue concrete. I know it goes past this pillar right here, but for now, let's just build from this pillar on. And what I mean by that is, let's just fill this wall in. Let's fill this wall in, and then we'll fix up this area over here. Don't worry about that. Let's just fill these walls, and then I'll be right back. So for this next portion, what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab our blue concrete, and we're going to come back here. And what we're going to do is we're going to build 1 block back, and then we're going to want to find the height of this area right here. As you can see, all I did was put in a wall, just like this. And then what we're going to do is from this height, which of course is from our latest slab, we're going to build all the way back, which essentially we're going to trace what we've got going right here. And we're going to come 2 blocks out, just like this. There we go. We can fill this in off camera in a few minutes, but what I'd like to also do is I just want to grab this area, and we're going to fill this in as well. So let's just fill in this wall quickly. And for now, we just want it to be the exact same height that we got here. Okay, let's fill all this in, and as soon as all this is filled in, I'll be right back. Okay, so for this next area, we're actually going to be building like another house, what we did on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off right here, and we're going to build up 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On that 6th, what we can then do is build all the way to this back wall right here, just like this. We can fill all this in. There we go, and then I'll come around on the inside and do the same. Whoops. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way across, including these 2 blocks, and we want to do the same thing just over here. So we'll just fill all of this in. Then we're going to fill in the front. And there we go. Then what we're going to do is from the spruce, we're going to make sure that we go up 1, and then we're going to jump up a 2nd block. And what we're going to do is we're going to move to the left 3. 1, 2, 3, and then on this block, we're going to break it out, and we're also going to break out 1 more. Whoops, sorry. Let's just close this in. Let's try that again. Sorry. So from this block, we're going to move over 3, not including this one. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to move over 1 more, it looks like, to get that exact middle. I know, sorry guys, I got a little confused here because with the block popping out, it looks a little bit thicker. But no, we want to have the exact middle right here, and it's a block above. So as you can see, you got 4 blocks on this side, 4 blocks on this side. Then we're going to grab our spruce wood slabs. We're going to build out 2, followed by 1 on each side, and then just 1 underneath, just like this. There we go. Let's just break this and fix all this up. Once we have all that complete, we can grab our iron bars. We can just fill everything in like this, followed by a dark oak door, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to grab spruce wood slabs, and we're just going to build out just like this. and we're just going to build the exact same roof, guys, that we've been building since we've gotten started on this build. So let's just come out like this, and I recommend coming out 2 here just so your entire roof lines up. There we go. And then for this block, it's actually going to line up with the roof. We can see we got to go 2, and let's just fill all this in. So this is going to look like this, and then it should look like that. All right, so let's fill this entire roof in. Let's make sure that we got all this lined up. Looks good. There we go. Alrighty, now I'm just going to fill this in off camera, and then we can work on the last segment. Alrighty, finally onto the last segment. I wish I could say we were done whenever we're done this, but like I said, we got to throw in a few more windows. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by coming to this corner, and we're going to go down 4 blocks, not including this half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th block, we're actually going to place a slab on the bottom half, and then all we have to do is just continuously wrap slabs all around, just like this. And we're just going to continue this pattern until we get, well, here, I'll show you this, until we get pretty much, till we're hanging over the edge. And no, this is not going to make it all the way down to where we have. We are going to have to build the wall up a little bit. But for now, let's just fill all this in. We're getting there. There we go. And then we go 1 more, just like this. Because despite the fact that it looks like it's not hanging over the edge here, as you can see, the wall does not line up here. There's supposed to be a little gap, so that worked out perfectly. Then what we're going to do is, like I said, we're just going to grab our blue concrete, and we're just going to fill this entire thing in. You don't actually have to break these blocks here to see them on top, because like I said, you're not going to see that, and you don't really want to see that. So despite the fact that there's a gap here, it doesn't even matter. That's perfectly fine. Alrighty, so let's just put this corner pillar here, just like this. We'll come across, just like that. Come across here as well. Now all we got to do is fill these 2 walls in, then the actual build itself is complete. All we got to do is some windows. Alrighty, so to begin building the windows, we're going to start on the right half of the build. To begin, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to this corner, and we're going to break out 2 blocks like this, followed by 4 more, just like this. We're then going to fill it in with black concrete. We're going to come to the other side over here, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. And let's just fill this in just like this. Whoops, sorry, no, this is a 1 block. This is not a 3, my bad. Just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come to this slab. We're going to jump up 2 blocks, and then on the 3rd, we're going to break it, so the 3rd and the 4th. And we're going to make these 2x3s. Then we're going to skip 2, and then break 2. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Whoops. We're going to make it a 3x2, or 2x3, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Now we got this portion complete for windows. Okay, now luckily to finish things off, we're going to come to this back half right here. And from this area, we're going to count down 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the 6th, we're actually going to break it open as a 2. And then we're going to also break 2 on this side and 2 on this side. Then we're going to drop down 2 more, 1, 2, and then we're going to break the bottom 2. And this window is going to be a 2x3, just like this. And just like that, guys, you got the entire pre-alpha complete. So, just like that, guys, you're actually not done the build yet. I just noticed one thing. Thankfully, I caught on to it, but if you come down here, all we got to do is just fill in this row of blue concrete, and then we're going to grab our spruce, and we're just going to fill it in. This is at the front right-hand side. There we go. Now you guys are done the entire pre-alpha. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I know this one was a little bit more complicated, and if this is the first how to build you're exposed to on my channel, I just want to say that generally they go a lot better than this. This one I know got a little bit complicated. The roof made things a little bit more difficult, and I did really want to get this series out. So I don't want to go as far as to say it was rushed, but at the same time, I really wanted to get this series done, because this series was lingering on for about 2 years. Nevertheless, I'm glad that it's done. I'm catching up on all the how to builds. If you do want to check out more how to builds, please do feel free to give it a look. And don't forget, we got a lot of cool things coming to the channel. So feel free to join Discord. Don't forget to subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed the series. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. It was kind of complicated, but it's done. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. But anyway, till next time, guys. Peace.